Welcome back, everyone. Today I have these artist-rated cards yet again. I'm going to be doing these erasable colored pencils from Crayola. The funny thing about these is I'm fairly, again, I think these are my nieces, and they're from 2017. It means they're not that old necessarily, but I don't know where they came from. I don't know where this little $3 label is from. I'm going to take that off of there. Aha, just like new. So I don't know how much to use these, and these are erasable. I would have loved these as a kid, as I used to do a lot of drawing and coloring for comic books. As I've said before, they were not great comic books, but I did do a lot of coloring. I actually had an erasable ink, which I always thought was really cool because, in case I screwed up when I was doing my ink work. But, you get older and you're like, it's okay to make mistakes. But in that academic mindset of everything's going to be perfect, you don't want to screw up any of your drawings and stuff. It did do a really good job of erasing. It's not perfect, but just kind of gave you the peace of mind that if you made a mistake, it would be okay to fix pretty easily. But eventually just learned to embrace them. And today I'm going to draw a lorikeet from Australia. And I've never drawn this bird. I'm trying to find different birds so that the colors are different and something different to look at. But it's also challenging to me so I don't get stuck drawing the same thing. Now this is a pack of 24. Wow, those are... Okay, so they have like a white... before I draw anything, let's see how well these erase. Okay, they come with... Oh wow, that's cool. I like the design of them. Oh my god, these are entirely different. That's not what I thought they were going to look like. Okay, those look different. I guess so that you can recognize that they're erasable. They have that old school Crayola look to them, that little band around the top. That's cool. It says erasable very, very brightly on all of them. I guess it's trying to say like this is the color and then you can erase it and that's what it's going to look like. I think that's what the design is trying to tell me. I always pull the colors out because it's easier for me, but I will keep the box because I'm not sure if we're holding on to these or not. Let's see how they go. I just thought it'd be interesting to try. So he is sort of a deep blue, some oranges, some yellows, some greens, some reds thrown in, some lighter lavenders. A really pretty bird. Okay, before I draw anything, not that these are super expensive, but I am trying to hold on to them. I have this extra paper, so might as well use it. Before I do anything, this is a card of vellum. Let's see how these erase. Now let's try, I'm going to try something dark first, because dark one erases, the rest should be able to erase. So let's go with the hardest thing to erase. They have like this white waxiness to them, so maybe that's what's making them erasable. It's maybe not binding as well. I'm not sure you can see that. But this is for the record, this is a vellum card, like I said, but it's not quite the size it needs to be an ATC. And that's why I just kept it like this. So let's just say we layered some color. All right, there's space between those two. And then I'm going to lay it down. And let's see how well this erases. Wow, that's actually really good. It's pretty shocking. Now, how much do they smudge? They're not smudging. Now, this might be like some kind of nylon eraser that comes with these. These might be very specific, but this is like a soft, this is from Fabric-Castell. I don't remember what kind of eraser this is, but let's just see if this works. There we go. So a regular eraser there. And then I'm going to use one of these cheap erasers I have. This is from the Dollar Tree, this little thing. This erases pencil well, so I was just curious if it'll do a cool job. Not as good a job necessarily as the others did. It does smudge a little, but if you're making a small decision, maybe if you want to put highlights back into something, it might do just fine. Let's try green just because. Let's see what this green looks like. And I'm burnishing quite a bit there too to see how much this can erase. So let's erase this. That's pretty good. Erase that. And I'm going to use the eraser that comes with it. Yeah, those are pretty good. I mean, I got to say, I don't know how long these erasers are going to last. So if you sparingly, but I doubt you're going to want to erase, it doesn't matter what color you use to erase it. So you can always just do plenty of erasers is what I'm trying to say. I think you'll be fine. But a regular eraser will do it. So if you run out of the erasers on the back, just grab yourself one of them right here. This will do just fine. Just a regular eraser basically will do it. I do have this one too, but I think this one is similar to this one. And I do have a kneaded eraser as well. Here, no, there. Okay, so let's see. That works. So now I'm going to try drawing with this guy. Kind of cool that you can kind of pull back some of the erase. You can erase it, maybe highlight a little bit. I might try that, but I'll hold on to this. I'll just keep this paper laying around because reasons. I might end up doing a custom piece of paper out of that. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten there yet. Okay, this is a set of 24. It has mahogany, red, orange, orange, golden yellow, yellow green, jade green, aqua green, sky blue, light blue, blue, violet, magenta, pink, peach, tan, light brown, black, gray, and white. So we have red, we have yellow, we have blue, we have magenta, the sky blue, which is sort of cyanish, and then, varying shades of yellow. So we do have we have print primaries, which is good. The magenta, the cyan-ish, the sky blue, cerulean almost, and the aqua. Those two should be enough. And we also have white, so we can tint as we need to, and then we have black for shade. shading. And there's a gray actually. So you can bring the colors down. We have quite a bit of color range here. Now it's just to see if they blend and draw well. Who'd have thunk it? Today I'm going to try my socket pencil I haven't used in forever. See if I can get, I'm not going to be able to get his whole body and tail in there if I draw this with any real size. So his head is up here, right? So like I'm going very lightly with this pencil because it's very dark. If I do something like this for his head, and his eye is here, you can kind of scoop in there. I'm trying to use as much of this paper real estate as I can and draw it down. Yes, self, you can draw, so don't do that. Just trying to lay out the basis for what I want to do. My cat has the zoomies. Some greens in here. Now, I know this pencil erases really easily, so I'm not too worried about that. And since he's erasable, figured why not? His leg kind of comes down here. My leg is bouncy. Fun. I'm just trying to lay out his color. That's the way I usually do it. Okay, blocking in some of this color and maybe the back of his little head here, just to give myself something to run with. It's a little on the low side. This is what kneaded erasers are for. Now that whole thing looks wrong. So the kneaded eraser helps to lift the graphite, and this graphite kind of just floats on this paper very nicely. So that being said, you can actually just take this and roll it across like Play-Doh and do one of these. And it lightens your drawing, and then you can just ink around it. So it's still there. It's in the paper, but it's not striking. Kneaded eraser for the win. One of the coolest tools ever. It isn't designed to get rid of all of it. It's to lift it so that you can draw behind it, or on top of it, rather. There. So his color's laid out where I want it to be. Let's get to it. Can't see his feet and stuff. I wanted to make him nice and big because reason. So I don't know what colors. Let's see what I have here. 24 seems like a lot, but it's pretty much, I think honestly, I use 12 a lot, but I think 24 is enough. I think 24 is usually enough depending on what brand it is or what selection of colors there are. So let's try this guy. And again, this isn't quite where he should be. Oranginess over here. So just kind of going for it. Just layering color in. Curious, like a cat. I'm going to put this color in here and then I'm going to see how much it'll layer. If not, hey, they're erasable. We can just start over again, right? Okay, this is orange and then there's like this yellow orange. That's cool. So that'd be good for like, say right in here. They have sort of like the roofing tile. I'd said this before, but that's kind of what that reminds me of. So this yellow orange goes in here, right in the transition. Of course, there's orange, but there's also like a red. That's the yellow orange. This is the red. This is more orange here. Get some of this red down here. Some of this red maybe in here. There. Like I said, it's kind of like a color block almost, the way that it looks. Straight down. He's got a little bit of darkness in there. Some orange in here. Like I said, I'm trying to see how these will layer and blend and burnish and all that good stuff. Pigment load. Now these are erasable, so I wonder if the pigment load is lower or if it's, oh, this is golden yellow. That's cool. That's what he looks like. So I wonder if the pigment load is lower, or not really sure how they formulated these. So what specifically makes them not, or makes them erasable, I'm not sure. Maybe they're like clay mostly, and like a graphite pencil would be, rather than having like the wax in there, which is very hard to erase. When I was a kid, I realized that crayons and color pencils were basically the same thing. I was like, oh, they're waxy. That's why. But these do feel kind of waxy. Like nobody's pulling no tricks on me when I was a kid. Like, I know this is some crayons, man. I'm not trying to get the exact look of him. I'm trying to just get the colors, like sort of like a color block, like I was saying. Which, if you don't know what color block is, it's just it's old now, but it's a design choice to make things look. It's just blocks of color to make things look modern at the time. Yeah, these are layering nicely. I mean, can't say that they're not. But yeah, I'm just trying to get the colors kind of blended together there. Where's my deep blue? All right, and then his little body goes down to here. Just trying to follow his pattern a little bit. He does have some blue-green tones in there. He has different colors and stuff, but as I said, not really meant to be a one-to-one recreation. This is a study, as it were. Call it that. We'll call it a study. My own idea of what he looks like. So he does have this, like where his breastbone is here, and then this kind of scoops down and around. This does this. They have like these layered roof tiling. Like I said, it's hard to describe. If you just, really, that's what they look like. Look at roof tiles. They look like this, and I just didn't want to do this all the way down his fur and just give like, all the way down his body. I'm just gonna give like the impression just to give him some texture. Then he has this darker green here. I feel like I know Crayola enough to know that these are gonna be a dark green. So I did use them like I said when I was a kid, but not as often I think as I did the cheaper stuff. Like in school, we'd have Crayola and stuff like that. This is yellow green. See, that's gonna be nice and bright. I hope. It goes around, cuts in a little bit here, does a little bit black here where his feathers go in for his winglings. Ow, that hurts. I told you these cramp me up. Yeah, how we doing? Damn, that hurts. I'm gonna toss some of these crazy colors that he has in here so I can kind of make sure that they stay where they're at. That's red orange actually. This is red. All right, bad. He looks pretty tough, don't he? He gonna mess up your world. I love birds, but they're assholes. Birds are absolute assholes. They're mean as shit. I like cats. I love cats. They're assholes too. I love dogs. Dogs aren't usually assholes. They can do asshole-ish things. Like one story time, because it's funny. I was delivering something to somebody one time and their dog, she got panicky. She's like, oh no. and not because of me. She was like worried. She wasn't worried I was going to get attacked because it was one thing. She was a small dog. She was more like she knew her dog was a derp and she was worried she was going to hurt herself. And the dog just barked, ran at me, barked, and then ran to the left-hand side and fell off the porch. I am not making that up. I was like, I tried so hard not to laugh, and she just looked absolutely just annoyed that her dog was a derp. I was like, man, that's funny. I mean, he was fine, but it was just the fact that he did it. I was like, why would you jump off? I didn't do anything. It wasn't like I got scared or anything. I didn't even know. I don't care. Dogs don't bother me. I'm like when I was a kid, they used to terrify me. Well, especially Rottweilers. I was terrified. There was one right around the corner from us. But as I got older, I stopped feeling that way, and I started to love dogs more. I still respect them. If I'm in their yard, I'm not going to be acting like I'm not doing anything wrong. Dogs don't know that you're not supposed to be. They don't know if you're supposed to be or not supposed to be in the yard. So you can't really get mad at the dog for defending its area. So I'm kind of burnishing this a little bit just to hold that little pocket of color. Yeah, that was quite funny. I mean, I tried really hard not to laugh when I saw him do that. I was like, why did you jump off? Like, he just ran full speed and just like a lemming, he just jumped off of the porch. I'm like, why? Like, it's his house. He should know that there's a porch there. I don't know. I don't know why he did it. It was funny though. Call me mean if you want. I thought it was funny. He was fine. Shut up. All right. Yeah, I think I usually prefer to draw animals because people suck. No, animals are just really interesting. They're so different from one to the other. This is a little more orange than I'm making it, so I'll just have to do that here in a second. These they're not going down as smoothly as the other ones, which is fine. The fact that they erase is kind of a caveat that you would expect to have some kind of limitation, but they're not going down as smoothly. But they are layering and they are blending, which is cool. Seems like though once you burnish them, they're kind of just living there. Try this violet for his little face. Yeah, that's not getting in there very well. It is kind of hard to stack them. Like I said, I might have to try to erase them just to see if I can. All right, let's do what these are supposed to be for. Let's erase them and see if I can put any more back into this too. See, that's not really going back in there. It's not. Yes, it erases, but it's like it's not wanting to get rid of. It gets rid of the pigment, fine, but like the binder seems like it's still there and it's not wanting to. Yeah, it's not very effective. If that's the case, then is it? If I can't relayer this, it's not doing me any good. No, that ain't working very well. That was the point, was to see if these would do that. They're fine for drawing. I mean, like colored pencils, they're fine as they are, but they're like, the whole point is that you should be able to erase it, and burnishing isn't doing me any bit of good. See that? So this wax is getting down in here and I can't. That's quite frustrating actually. Okay, well, there's the limitation of that. Okay, so what I wanted to do was try to put some kind of a beak on them like that, and I can't do it with this color, so that's gonna have to work. How to use an ink pen. So fail. They don't erase and then allow you to stack back on them. I didn't try that, I guess, till just now. So yeah, they'll erase, but then I don't know. What good does that do if you can't put the color back on top of it? And then the color load isn't as good. So, I mean, they're vibrant, but not nearly as vibrant as just regular Crayolas. So if I can't restack them, so I guess maybe if you go lightly and you don't burnish, you can maybe layer it back down. But it seems like whatever binder is in here is getting pushed down into the paper when you burnish, and then it's not lifting when you erase. So not really sure what the point of that would be. It's the Birdman. Let's go Birdman. Okay, this is the deepest blue there is. So gonna try this purple a little tiny bit. It's an under, kind of more of a blue violet is what I was going for. Indigo, I guess, something of, I don't know. Depends on what color you think it is. Okay. Well, I'm a little disappointed in these compared to the original Crayolas. The original Crayolas are really good, believe it or not. The thing that disappoints me about these is trying to erase it and then put new color down doesn't exactly allow you to do anything. It doesn't give me the tooth back to be able to do that. And so I don't know what purpose that really is serving me if I can't really erase with them. So yeah, they don't stack very well either. Like once you layer the color, and I didn't even burnish that, I just kind of layered color in there. Once you kind of layer enough color, the binder gets in there and you just can't add anything else. Look at this, it's just rubbing right off. I mean, so the binder is just sitting on top of the paper. Is that why it's erasable? Kind of stupid. There is some black here. What color is this? Jade green. Oh, that's interesting. Let's try jade. Good enough. This yellow. This is yellow green. Throw this on top. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of these. I'll just finish this guy up. It's like they're erasable just to get rid of the message that you wrote, not to actually draw with. These are really flexible or flaky. What I mean to say. I don't know why I said flexible. They're really flaky. So yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna do this. They don't look good either. They're kind kind of booty, so I don't know. I don't really like these at all. They blend okay, but they just don't stack well. They don't layer, which are separate things, believe it or not. They're just not heavily pigmented either. They're just kind of rough Trebek, the way your mother likes it. Okay, these are, yeah, they're okay. I wouldn't buy these. We had them laying around. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even, I would have been curious, but wouldn't have bought them if I had read about them. I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they don't have great reviews. They're older now. I don't even know if they make these anymore, to be honest. Like this, I can't get this to go in here, and I barely did any kind of burnishing. I can't, it doesn't want to hold anything else. This one little spot where I think that's where I erased, so I don't know what's going on there. Like I can't add accents and stuff in here, and a tiny bit, I guess, is okay. It's not, they're just also not very saturated. So this is funny. This is actually kind of what I expected the other color pencils to be like. These are, this is how I remember them being. These are kind of crap, so I don't know. Can't really say much else about them. It is what it is. I'm just going to do some mixed media with it real fast. Give them a little chinny chin. Give them a crazy eye. See, that looks better already to me. You can't really get any details, you know, like whatever. This is a Stettler, by the way. It's a Stettler 0.05. It's a very, very small, super tiny. Got them by accident, so I use them when I can. Yeah, these pencils are just terrible. They were kind of cool at first. I was like, they look nice. They had that little thing on them, the little waxiness, and I thought, well, maybe that's what makes them erasable, and it probably is, but they just don't do a good enough job to be worthy of your dollar. That ain't it, Crayola. Not that Crayola really cares what I think, but I'm just saying. Well, I plan on never using these again. There you go. It's just an illustration, at least. Sort of, kind of looks like a bird. I feel like might do it anyway, just to help separate that a little bit because it looks booty. Anyway, not a fan of those, so take that or leave it. I like to think I know what I'm doing, and those just don't feel very good to draw with, unfortunately. That was really like a watercolor painting. So, that all being said, if you made it this far into this one, I very much appreciate it. What do you guys think? Are these terrible? Have you ever tried these before? Do you think I'm underselling them? Maybe I got a bad batch, or are they just absolute booty like I think they are? Let me know in the comments. Peace.